Hi. Right. There's so much going on in the world that serves the richest. And we can see that there are some people that are waking up now and starting to see clearly that what's going on in Palestine is horrendous. It is appalling, and there is no words for it. You can see people starting to get their I get it moment and really start to see what really is happening out there. But how do you get those that are still stuck in their cognitive dissonance to see too? We block those on Twitter when they come at us with attacks, but just like with the war, what we really need is open dialogue and sensible talks to enable minds to be changed. Cognitive dissonance is a mental state where a person experiences discomfort due to holding contradictory beliefs or attitudes. And it is a fascinating phenomenon when someone is entrenched in cognitive dissonance. It can be challenging to help them to see an alternative perspective, especially when we need to be showing them some very horrific pictures to be able to show what we're really saying. What we need to do is be able to empathize and build some trust. And that's really hard to do when you're talking to people that are Zionists and they really believe that Zionism is Israel itself and the Jews' right to their own country. We need to, though, acknowledge their feelings and beliefs without judgment and establish trust and actively listen to their showing them genuine interest and understanding their perspective. We need to encourage critical thinking by asking open ended questions. For example, why do you think that? What evidence supports your belief? Have you considered other viewpoints? Present contradictory evidence gradually rather than overwhelming them with opposing information. You need to introduce that gradually. Share relevant facts and studies for personal experience and challenge their existing beliefs. Frame new information in a way that aligns with their core values of identity and showing how accepting an alternative perspective doesn't necessarily conflict with who they are. We need to use stories and analogies and narratives can be powerful tools in conveying complex ideas. We need to share relatable stories or analogies that illustrate the benefit of considering different viewpoints, highlighting consensus by emphasizing areas of agreement or common ground. People are more likely to change their minds when they feel connected to others who share their values. So, being able to understand them and listen to them is important. Challenging someone's mind is a gradual process, and patience and empathy is necessary. Respectful communication is essential too. But when they're coming at you with all sorts of horrible things, like such as the attacks on my son and things like that, and we do see that those things are coming always from the people that don't agree with what we're protesting for. And it's not about us, it's not about how we look or how my son's disability or anything like that. It's all about their inability to see any other point of view but their own. We're trying to do our bit, all of us, by showing up for what we know in our hearts is really going on in the world that's wrong, and we may not even scratch the surface, but when we do this in our hundreds and thousands, then we start to make a difference. It will all be too late with the international courts of justice when they agree that this was a genocide, and the leaders and politicians will just cover it up and brush it all away, just as they did with Bush and Blair, and they will continue to get away with it as usual. The judgments that come from people, it's so easy to call them names and say that they've got bad minds or shit minds, their judgments are evil, whatever, but it's never going to change a mind. So we really need to start thinking about how we work on our communication with people that are difficult to communicate with and love the people that are hard to love. If it's if it's at all possible. That's all I've got to say for today. I know it's hard, but we all say that we don't want to relate to or talk to Zionists, and we say block, 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 but it really isn't the answer if we need people to start seeing the reality of what's going on in our world today. And we don't want to keep pushing things to the far right. It's awful. And we just won't be able to get on in the world if we continue the way we are down this path. Anyway, bless you all for listening to me rabbit on. Thank you. Love you.